Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. And this movie came out in 2010 and is directed by David Yates. And it's part 1 of 2 of the Deathly Hallows. And I remember liking this movie when it came out in theaters. I saw it in theaters, and I remembered parts of it, just not the whole thing. And rewatching it, I thought it was average. It didn't really take much away from it. Not really sure why it needed to be 2 movies, because the events that happened in this movie honestly just didn't feel that consequential or didn't matter. And not really talking about stuff that happened in the beginning, and like there's nothing really that this movie has on its own that has nothing to offer me, but rather I just feel as though I was kind of robbed of an experience that would have left me satisfied, and its whole purpose is just to make money, and that's what this franchise is kind of doing at this point in time. Like, you want to make money? Here you go. Just split it into 2 parts, and there you go. I'm not saying it was terrible. I'm just saying it's kind of cynical. But going into my positives, I thought the acting was good. I didn't really feel as though anyone was dragging the movie down in this film for the most part, and I liked the scenes with Voldemort on screen. I thought he had a great screen presence, and he was really entertaining to watch. And there's some fun parts towards the beginning that I really liked, and there's a couple of moments sprinkled throughout that I also did like. And I do like the characters in this movie. I think they're compelling and fun to watch. There was also an animated sequence in this movie that I thought was pretty unique and cool to watch. And I just am going to remember this movie for that, at the very least, because I thought it was pretty cool. And it's just telling like a story, but the way it was shown, I just really love. But going into my negatives, like the rest of the David Yates Harry Potter movies, the action is just not great. It's not very well filmed or edited together. It's just a bunch of nonsense, and I just don't care about what's going on. And about half of this movie I just didn't really connect with, and about halfway through is when I started to get uninvested, because I was kind of with it towards the beginning. I was like, okay, this isn't terrible. We got things to hold on to, and I liked the whole having multiple Harry Potters, like the drinking a Polyjuice potion, I think it's called. That was kind of fun to watch, and where we wound up going, I thought that was fun. And there was also kind of like a heist thing that went on in this movie, and that was fun, but the rest of the movie I can just do without. I liked the scene where Harry Potter visits his parents at the graveyard, but that's about it. Didn't really take away a whole lot in the second half. I didn't really notice the music in this movie. There was nothing about it that really stood out, and I just couldn't even hum you one single note that was like new to this franchise. It was just kind of forgettable to me. There were also some strange creative decisions. I didn't really care for the parts of the movie where Harry Potter was having visions. I just thought it was kind of jarring and odd. And there were some characters in this movie that were just underdeveloped and weren't really given much. And I just wanted more, and this is the first Harry Potter movie where I kind of started getting Star Wars prequel vibes, where all the character development or interesting elements of the story is either in deleted scenes, takes place in between movies, or just takes place off screen. And it's just so annoying to me whenever movies do that. Like Alien Covenant, that movie's guilty of doing that. That's just one movie that comes off the top of my head. With the exception of Voldemort, most of the antagonist characters I don't care about. They're just really boring characters, and I can just feel as though if they weren't in the movie would be no different. That's honestly how I feel about them. And the third act, I just didn't really absorb it. There was nothing satisfying in it for me. The payoffs, I guess, that we were supposed to get in the third act, I was just underwhelmed, and I just didn't care what was happening, because the movie didn't really give you a reason to care. It doesn't give you anything to like about these characters. in the context of this movie, you already have to have an attachment. And even if you do, I don't feel as though the payoffs are like that well done. It's almost kind of relying on you liking the first four movies in order to get some sort of emotional impact out of this movie. The biggest scene that stood out to me in my memory when rewatching this movie was the dance scene. The reason why that always stood out to me is when I was watching this movie in a theater and that scene started happening, people in the theater were laughing, and I was like, I'm not sure why they're doing that. It was kind of awkward and weird, and that's just one of two examples where I can just tell you where everyone in the theater was laughing at something that was like not intentional. And the only other time where that happened off the top of my head is when I was watching the trailer for Cowboys and Aliens in a theater, and I had no idea that's what the title was going to be. But as soon as that title came on to the screen, literally everyone in the theater was laughing hysterically. But going back to Deathly Hallows Part 1, one thing that kind of bugged me about this movie, even in my memory, this annoyed me, is the whole characters having to split up because they're mad at each other. And I never liked that about this movie. I just found it to be a big waste of time. And that's about all I have to say about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. It was underwhelming. I didn't really take away much from it. It's not incompetently made. I just don't care about anything that it had to offer. I'll probably forget about it, I don't know, within the next couple of weeks. I don't really feel compelled to rewatch this one overall. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 a 5 out of 10. Probably my second least favorite in the franchise, with Order of the Phoenix being my least favorite. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Lost Highway by David Lynch. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.